ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a special edition of the film wrap up, a Saturday version, which in the future we plan on making it the norm, but it's a special occasion today. We'll be recapping August 2022 movies, and like always, I'm not alone. I'm with my brother.
So rap nerd was good, film.
Not much, man. Another day, not another dollar, because we don't get paid for this, but it's another day to say the least.
It's coming though. You ain't gotta worry about that.
Can't wait, man. So before we get to business as usual, as it's been a while since we've been on here. How you doing, man? How's life treating you?
Way better. I'm gonna tell y'all right now that there's been so many mishaps that's come to push this damn podcast back, man. I'll take the blame for that. For one, I finally I've been ducking, dodging, but I caught COVID. And that shit just had me out for a week and a half. I was like, matter of fact, the week we were supposed to start back is when I caught COVID. And I was just like, yo, I can't even do it right now.
Yeah, it ain't your bad, bro. Ain't nothing you can do about COVID.
Yeah, and then some other shit happened with my house that had me all messed up, and that took me out of the game for another week. So I'm just good to be here. Everybody's good. We're all healthy and safe and everything. And now shit is just lovely. Really
Facts. Agreed. Yeah, man. I called.
What about you though?
No, shit. As you know, life's been up and down as of late. You have one good day, you have another bad day. It all depends. But I call these my little therapy sessions because film. That's what gets me through. That's I go by film scenes for a reason. Like that. That right there, man. The power of film is something beautiful. And August had some fire ass films, bro. God damn.
Too much heat, man.
Yeah, too much heat. So enough of this. Let's just get straight into it. And the first film that we're gonna tackle, briefly tackle is Bullet Train. What's your thoughts on Bullet Train? Do you like it? Huh?
Do I like it?
Yeah,
is that what you're asking?
Like yeah,
nigga, that shit slap. Slap. I was actually when you was talking, I was on here looking at the Blu-ray release date because I need this movie in my collection like immediately. Like this joint right here, bro. Like, like the fight choreography. Some of the I love this kind of shit, man. It's how can I say it? Like it known as based off of a Japanese novel. Just makes sense for with how the movie actually is. Like it damn near felt like I was watching some type of live action anime almost. Like that's how it felt watching it. Like it had the right level of kookiness, the right level of wackiness, but still knowing when to take itself seriously. The choreography again was fantastic. I always say when it comes to fight choreography, it's more than just cool moves. It's like does the action tell a story? And the way each character fights, it tells a story how they are, and that's where action sequences really count. Like you can have a bunch of bombastic action, aka what's the Russo's brothers movie that came out? The Gray Man.
Gray Man, yeah.
Yeah, like the Gray Man has a whole bunch of action.
No, but hold on though. That I gotta give them their props. They perfectly titled it because that's the greatest movie as far as anything going on in my opinion, bro. God damn.
Hold on, what?
It's great, bro. Like it's dull. It's like nothing happens. It's
so
like,
wait a minute.
It's average. I'm talking about the Gray Man here.
That's what I'm saying. So you stopped me just to say.
Yeah, I gotta let the Russo know they accomplished something right as far as that goes.
I'm saying thinking you better give it props. I'm like, what? But I mean, to your point though, like the Russos has a bunch of action in it, but it's just a bunch of pointless action. There's no story or none of that shit. It's just people fighting. You know what I mean? And when you watch Bullet Train, it's just like a clear difference of what fight choreography is supposed to be like. Yeah. And like all the amount of characters, like even characters who only pop up for a few minutes, still leave an impact. Like I think it was directed wonderfully. I loved Brad Pitt's character. I forgot what his name was. His character name.
Ladybug, right?
I thought Ladybug was the one he was talking to.
Nah, she named him Ladybug because like he ain't like that at first.
Okay. Well, I love his character and what? Anyway, I just saw somebody who gave Bullet Train a 3 out of 10. I don't know how that works, but I love his character and how he stumbled across a new way of life, trying to do better, and he carries that motive throughout the movie, even in the worst situations. Like somebody accidentally dies, and he's like, trying to make sense of it. Like I didn't mean to do it. I didn't
Mm.
mean it, and I just love that twist on things. And again, man, it's just so many characters handled. Uh, to me, pretty good. Of course, I always say, and I put this disclaimer out there, you can pick stuff apart if you want to, but for me, it all worked really, really well. So anything that you do pick apart, it wasn't that huge of a deal to where it messed up. And then you have, like I said, a lemon and tangerine, man, like just the way that those two characters worked in the dynamic. It's like I could get a movie with them alone. Just give me that shit, you know. And It's a gorgeously shot too, beautiful film. Excellent soundtrack. The movie just slapped, man. It was my overall thoughts. I loved it, dog. I loved it. What about you, though?
He said overall thoughts. God damn, you said pretty much everything I was about to say. Let me see what scraps I could pick up about this film. Yeah, man. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Bullet Train. It was in my most anticipated of the year. When I did that list early in June, January. I mean, yeah, and it didn't disappoint, bro. I love. Don't get me wrong. Brad Pitt, I think, is an underappreciated actor.
He is.
It's weird to me because he has a bunch of bangers when you look throughout his career. But as of
He
late,
shows up too.
yeah, but as of late, he's primarily been focusing on the Oscar buzz. I feel like these actors, when they get a certain age, it's all about Oscars. But I love when he gets to play these quirky, eccentric type of roles, bro. Because I don't know what it is about him. I think this is closer to his true personality than we see in these other films. Because Brad Pitt
Yeah.
lets loose, man. This film was fantastic. It was extremely stylistic as far as it felt like
Hmm.
comic book pages, how they would introduce like each individual characters and stuff like that, bro. And the highlights to me to stand out, what makes this film so great is the fact that your main character, Brad Pitt, could go off screen for X amount of time. And the steam momentum of the movie doesn't slow down at all because you have all these other great characters there, bro. Like you brought up Lemon and Tangerine. God damn.
Hmm.
Sheesh, bro. What
Hmm.
makes them work so well is not just that they're funny, they're badass and stuff like that. It's a real like the element, they're real mature. What I'm saying, mature. Their background, their character elements, like the relationship between these two, are felt like. Obviously, they're not legit brothers, but then when you see their backstory, bro, it all makes sense. And this is a spoiler review, right? I guess we
Yeah,
can.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like so when one of them dies and stuff like that, I think it was supposed to be who was it? Lemon died, and then you see Tangerine, and you feel like that pain, bro. I felt it right along with him, but it's not just Lemon and Tangerine. Like you have other characters like the father of the damn, I forgot his name, the dude with the sword, bro.
Oh my God. Yeah,
Buddy was
that scene.
badass, bro.
Oh man. Yeah.
Buddy was badass. Like even the girl, at first I didn't like her. I'm like, yo, she's overacting. She's doing a little too much. But now, man, I felt like, and then towards the end, how they reveal who she really is, like how she's the daughter of dude. I'm like, okay, I could get down with that. But yeah, like great acting. But yes, the action, bro, the action. I love these balls to the wall type of action, but I love when it's not just balls to the wall action just for the sake of it. Like
Exactly.
there's a real story behind this. You understand why these characters are a particular way. Like everything's like woven so perfectly together to tie in to this one overarching story. Like at the end, you see how every single thing is fucking tied in together, bro. Brilliant, absolutely.
Mhm.
Like I love that aspect. But yeah, man. Who David Leach. He's the one
Leech.
that
Yeah.
directed. Yeah, bro. Fantastic job. The fight choreography here was fantastic, bro. It didn't. I love how he's known for John Wick because he directed the first one, but I felt like how it felt like its own type of. It didn't feel like John Wick fighting like Brad Pitt. I
Hmm.
didn't. I didn't see John Wick. I seen his particular style. Like it. Beautiful, man. Absolute job. I love Bullet Train.
Yeah, I'm ready to watch it again, man.
Yeah,
Like
me too, man.
I've been thinking about it since I saw it. I'm just like, man, this movie was fucking good, yo. Like, this is the kind of action movies that I miss. Like,
Yes,
we don't get stuff like this as
a
much as we
thousand
used to.
percent.
Like, we do not. And that's all I was thinking watching. I was like, man, we need more of this type of stuff, yo. Like, it's just something about this movie felt. It felt tangible. Like a lot of action movies these days
And it's
go.
weird. No, go, but it's weird that it feels tangible, that type of film. But go on.
But to your point though, like it does feel. I was just about to say that, like it feels tangible with all of the crazy shit going on because there's still a level of spectacle in here. I mean, at the end of the movie, the train crashes and it blows into a town, and
Yo,
you know
that
you get the.
third act. Oh my lord.
But again, it's about the personal stylization because any other director, or not any other, but like any average director, right, would have showed the crash happen, and then it would have just showed the aftermath, them getting out of the train. But David Leitch shows what's actually going on within the train while it's crashing in slow motion, people flying like, ooh, and just really capturing what's going on. Like it's just little stuff like that craftsmanship that set it apart from like the standard action movie. Like I feel like a lot of these action directors are more caught up with trying to make spectacle than they are trying to craft something that feels, specific to that director's vision. You know what I mean? Like, so we just don't get action movies. I mean, I know, and the thing is, I am a really big action fan, but the reason why I don't talk about a lot of action movies is because, like I said, we don't get ones that's like Bullet Train. Like Bullet Train was one that stood on its own 2 feet, and it doesn't fit in with what else is going on right now. So I just appreciate that shit.
Yeah, bro, and I'm also I don't know how I forgot to mention that. Not too many people know, but Guy Ritchie's one of my favorite working directors, bro.
Yeah.
Like, if we talking about stylistic, like you're gonna find a hard time finding like not mentioning him in that category. And I felt David Lynch. I wouldn't say he imitated, but I felt like he paid homage to his style of film because it fits. Like if you didn't tell me this was a David Lynch film, I'd have thought it was Guy Ritchie that filmed it. And I love that type of shit because like it reminded me of Snatch, Rock and Roller, shit of that nature. Like I love these I love these quirky characters that you're not traditionally used to. Like it's not like Guy Ritchie's style is not American. Like it's like that British, that rugged, like usually like you would get the Gray Man as far as those type of films go. But this one it sets itself apart, bro. It pays homage while not copying, and it's doing its own thing. And you got to give credit where credit's due. I have issues with it, but I'm not gonna bring up issues here because I want to celebrate this film because there's not much like this. Like I'm trying to think as far as action came out besides comic book movies. What do we have?
Nothing.
Yeah, man. So
nothing.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like the comic book genre is kind of like taking the action genre over, and I feel like with doing so, it's like a lot of action movies that aren't comic book movies try to copy what comic book movies do, and it's like it's not gonna work, yo. Like I mean, hell, some of the comic book movies halfway work themselves, so it's like. I mean, it is what it is. Like I'm not no shot, but I mean, there are a lot of comic book movies that are released that they're not. They're not like full on films, That's why the replay value isn't that well because when you rewatch them, it's like once the surprises are done, it is what it is, So that's where the individuality kicks in, man. That's what saves movies on the rewatch, yo. Like that ass, like when the movie can stand on its own 2 feet outside of a theater. And you get a similar feeling watching it at home, or you watch it at home and you pick up on more stuff that you didn't even pick up on in theater. That's what makes great filmmaking.
No, I agree 1,000%. I couldn't say that one better myself. But now let's get let's touch bases on another film.
Oh,
I'm gonna lead.
I can tell by that laugh that you just did. That you better do too.
Yeah, nice. It's some bullshit, bro. It's 1,000% some bullshit. But I'm gonna lead the way, because you started off with a Bullet Train. But this film in particular that I'm talking about, it's in the horror genre, and
the one of the L's for us.
Damn, is that the
Huh.
only L from horror this year so far? Well, I haven't
Yeah, like
seen the invitation, so I don't know about that.
yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
so
but
yeah,
it's
but I'm
just
talking about they them. It's
no. They slash them is what it's actually called.
they slash them without any slashing in the film. To put it nicely, it's if you're unfamiliar about it, I don't blame you because it went straight to Peacock. I don't know anybody that has Peacock personally, but
So how'd you watch it?
it's uh I did a free trial. There you go. I did the free trial. Man, let me stop playing. Let me not pop myself. I had a free trial, man. That's how I watched it while I sip my drink awkwardly. No, but
Oh, God.
yeah. Synopsis is starring Kevin Bacon as what he's a counselor. Because I'm trying to not. I gotta be careful what I say here because I don't want to offend anybody. But he's
You're not.
all right, just making sure.
The
But he's a
general
counselor.
consensus is this movie's not good, man. So I just put
No,
that out there.
I have not seen any review or anybody that actually thinks this film is good. But I'll break down why. But yeah, Kevin Bacon is playing the counselor for a reform camp. Like it's a bunch of was it a conversion camp? Is that what they call it?
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
a bunch of
The
LG.
LGBTQ.
Yeah, it has so many acronyms and stuff in there. I gotta make sure I'm not leaving anything out. But yeah, what you said. But it's a camp, a conversion camp, and they're all there because someone in their family feels like they're going in the wrong path and that they have to convert back to being straight individuals and stuff like that. But a lot of them are just doing it because there's some incentive at the end of it. Like I believe like somebody was was it a new car or some kind of savings or something of that nature. I'm getting long winded here, but yeah, that's pretty much a synopsis. While that's the main focus, a side plot is that there's actually a killer going around, half-ass killing people. I guess you could say that. And the reason I say that because this genre film is slasher film, correct?
Yeah, it is
I would say
definitely.
this is a slasher film, but it's a slasher film with not much much slashing. The movie starts off of this generic car breaking down in the highway, and the person get lose all common sense, leaves the car like far distance from the car, and hear noises in the woods. Listen, we hear something in the wood, right? I'm not
Mm-hmm.
gonna stand here and just continue to stare and wait for somebody to pop out. I'm getting my Usain Bolt on, and I'm getting that car, flat tire or not. I'm gunning it. Listen. I'll get far enough, but no. As typical, stupid decisions. Person gets killed, and that leads on to the film, and you don't see the slasher, the killer, for I say a good other 45 minutes. I'd
It's
say,
45.
yeah,
Because I
and
actually was watching it and I literally made a tally mark like
right.
like when stuff actually starts happening. I'm like,
And that's cool though. I wouldn't hold that against them if what they're
it was
real
compelling.
yeah, if it was compelling, but also the opportunity, this type of premise for a film. Listen, you're more into the horror genre than I am. Maybe I missed a film that's like this, but I can't. I don't have any memory of this type of film with this premise and the ability to uplift and spotlight what this community, LGBTQ community has been going. Like you had a perfect opportunity, but I feel like they were timid. Everything in here was surface level. Instead, they used some weird plot about how Kevin Bacon has been mistreating these campers for years and stuff like that, which pretty much it has absolutely nothing to do with them being gay or LGBT. Like it was all like I don't understand the purpose of this film. What was the motive of this film? I think it was just like, okay, let's be cool, let's be hip. Like this particular thing is on. Like I feel like when Black Lives Matter, you saw a lot of pro-black films come out, right? Like this and the third and stuff. Like I feel like this is just an attempt to be cool and be hip, but just missing the overall message, and it fails in so many different categories. It fails as a slasher, fails as a horror as a genre because nothing scary really happens, and all these characters are extremely wooden. Like there's not one redeemable character in my opinion. So yeah, I was let down. I didn't understand what the purpose of this film was, and the conclusion at the end. Oh my god, it was. I got a laugh out of it at least, so I guess I could chalk that up as a comedy nowadays, since the comedy genre is pretty much shit.
Goddamn. I mean,
What's your thoughts?
You know what your thoughts?
Yeah, this movie annoyed me, bro. I took time. It was a Sunday too. I just got off work. I took time, like yo, let me pop in. Horror been killing it this year. Let me see what Kevin Bacon. He wouldn't sign up into no garbage, right? No, but instead I wasted an hour and a half of my life, and my dumb ass decided to actually do a movie review for it, which is perplexing to say the least. But yeah, I
remember. I was like, he did a review for that.
I bet you're even surprised I even watched that film to begin with.
I honestly was. I didn't think you were even gonna. I really didn't think you were gonna watch it, honestly.
So what's your thoughts?
Okay. I get to talk about it because I didn't do a review for it. After I watched it, I literally set my camera up to record something.
Really?
And I pressed record, and I was just kind of like. Nah, right. Like because I was just like it would have just been me ripping the movie apart, honestly. And I don't really like doing that because especially a movie that like is already getting hammered anyway. It's just like there's not really a need for me to add any more to the conversation because things that I've seen already. Like I watched your review and I saw a few others, and I'm like, man, they're already pretty much put it apart. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but since I'm here, talking about it, I'm gonna just really get my thoughts out. Like, I'm not gonna hammer it, but just like you said, I think the biggest thing for me, and really, this is probably why when I think about it now, why I didn't do a review because like it was just an extreme letdown, an extreme disappointment of something that could have been fucking great because it hasn't been done yet.
Yep.
I mean, just when you read a synopsis, right? In your head, before you see the footage, you're like, damn, this could be gold. Like this could really be something, depending on how it's done. A concentration, a conversion camp for the LGBTQ community, and somebody's killing somebody. I feel like just that sentence, you could take that and make something really good out of it. Put it especially in a summer camp movie, like summer camp slasher. Those are some of my favorite movies, and I think that's why I was disappointed. Me being a horror guy, and within horror, slashers are my favorite genre. And my favorite of the subgenre, and to have already had a few good ones this year, I was hoping like we get another one in here, but it just didn't do it. It's like you said, like the beginning opens with a kill in the woods that I still don't even know what that has to do with the movie. I can't even like remember what that has how that plays out anywhere else in the film. And
wait, I think I remember.
But see, it doesn't even matter though because it's not.
It doesn't.
It's the fact that I can't remember it just shows that it wasn't linked well enough. Mm-hmm. It just wasn't because, like you said, the movie was straightforward. There were no layers in it, so it's not like this was like a dense film to where I missed the point. It just doesn't connect in a singular way, and you get that car, and then on top of that, it wasn't even shot well. It wasn't even crafted well. Like it wasn't. It was just like, this is what you think you should do to open a horror film.
Right.
Let's open with a kill so we can give ourselves some leeway to tell a story. That's what I felt like it was. Like, if we put a kill in the front, we can waste 30 minutes trying to build a story. That's what it felt like to me. And then 30 minutes weren't even compelling. Like I'm just sitting here watching the movie, like the part where they break out in the song and dance. I was just like,
oh my god, I forgot about that.
I was like, what? Like, pretty, like, it's like this is just. It does not feel. And that's the thing about the movie. I'm going off because I haven't talked about it to anybody, but it's just like nothing about this movie felt felt organic. It all just felt like it was a bunch of forced ideas in a forced script, in a forced story. Like, nothing felt genuine to me. Like nobody would fucking do that. Nobody, no one's gonna break out in a song and dance to uplift somebody. That's just not, doesn't happen like that, yo. Like, no. And then they make a Soul Train line. It's just like, what is going on, man? Like,
yo, that is hilarious. I forgot about that.
Yeah, and it's that, and then it's like I said, like the kills, the quote unquote kills. It's just like I don't remember any of them because they do these camera tricks where they show like a knife being held up and swinging, and then it'll cut to the wall and blood is splattered on the wall. It's just like, okay, you know, all right. And like I said, the characters were all wooden. Speaking of wooden, the characters were all the same. Like they all acted the same. They all were like kind of assholes. They all had the same type of dynamic. So it just made for a boring ass watch. Kevin Bacon, I still don't really understand what was. I don't know. I don't know what was his deal. You know. The big reveal just didn't feel earned at all. It was just like, oh, okay, like you the person that's doing this.
Literally, I was just whatsoever.
Like when she pulled the mask off, I'm just like, okay, all right. Because the thing about these kind of slasher movies, it's like, I don't know. That's all I gotta say. Like, it's just a fucking missed opportunity. Like very, like a badly missed opportunity that doesn't hold any weight at all. That was just made for the sake of being made, and just all those awkward forced sex scenes. It's just like, what is the point of this? Like,
and the ulterior motives for the counselors too, bro. Like, what are we doing, bro? Stop it.
Like the camp leaders who was like laying in the bed together, and they was looking on the phones of the people, and
that's exactly what I'm talking about.
And they're like, yeah, I like this, and they get turned on. I'm like, what the fuck is like? What does that even mean? Like, what?
Oh, shit.
Like he jerking off to a picture, and then he gets on top of it. I'm like, none of this makes sense. Like I was literally watching it, like not even disgusted, but just like, what? And I will say the one positive of this movie is I feel like it's positive, man. Right here, one of the best positives about this film, bro. Oh God, son. If this shit got greenlit, then I know my script can get greenlit. Like, honest to God, true. Because I'm just like, I don't know who read this and was like, yeah, we can make a movie out of it. Because let's be clear, this movie is a Blumhouse production, and it's a decent. You can tell some money went into it. Like it's not just don't get me wrong, it is low budgeted, but I mean, just it is shot with regular.
At least.
Yeah, exactly. And $2 million is a lot of money for a film, like period. More than I could spend. So I'm like, if they dump $2 million into this, shit, they can definitely, my script can get made, motherfucker. So that's the one positive for me. I'm just like, I don't know how you greenlit this, and then you go to set every day reading this shit and shooting these scenes and like thinking it's hot. Like I don't. And it has nothing to do with, the actual content of LGBTQ. Like I said, I think that's a fucking missed opportunity because there's a big story to be told with that community, but you don't tell it. You don't tell it at all. Like
exactly.
You just hint around it and you think just because people can just express it through dialogue that we're supposed to feel it. No, it's not how it works. Like shit was just not good, bro. Like it is what it is. And that's all I'm gonna say. Like I said, it just disappointed me because I love summer camp slashers. Like you see the shirt I got on, Jason Lives. Like I and the thing about it is I'm like, they could have easily just made this surface level and just had a bunch of gnarly ass kills and made it more comedic and kind of spoofish, like, and it would have been better than this. It's just like it became a spoof but it was trying to be serious. And that's a bad thing. You know what I mean? So yeah, disappointment. Disappointment Boulevard, man.
Yeah, bro. That's, since we being nice and stuff like that, you gave a positive. I give a positive as well. And my positives is when the end credits started rolling.
Yeah, you
Best
ain't shit
part,
for real. Yeah, you definitely ain't shit, man.
the best part of the movie, man. I yeah, but yeah, enough of this. This film, or lack of, I guess we'll call it a film. But next one, I'm gonna shoot it your way, and we'll be talking about a film that did a straight to streaming film that did right, that actually did something for its genre, and we're talking about Day Shift.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm. Day Shift. So I'm gonna let you tackle that one first.
Oh, Day Shift, man. This movie was a blast, yo. Like this
Yep.
movie was fun. Like this right here is what gives me like that always keeps me attached to Netflix as a subscription based thing because you
Mhm.
know I'm more of a movie guy. You know, I've said it plenty of times. I don't really watch shows, and I know Netflix kills it with their shows, but I don't. You know, it's not really what I signed up for. I signed up for the movies. And films like this that they release onto their streaming platforms is the shit that like as soon as I stray away a little bit, I'm like, oh, pull me on back because this was a blast of a movie. Oh my goodness! Again, an action movie that has its own personality that is stands out with its individuality, and you cannot put it amongst any other action films right now. You know what I'm saying? Like the choreography is insane. I mean, that opening sequence of Jamie Foxx walking into the room and fighting that vampire, that shit was nuts. And the fact that I'm thinking it's only going to be like maybe a couple of maybe a minute worth of fighting. That shit carried on for like 5+ minutes, and they was just banging in that room. And I just I like yeah, this is one of those movies that I wish I could buy because we haven't gotten a great vampire movie like for real in a minute that I can remember. If I'm thinking now, so but like I think Jamie Foxx is just he's just he is the literally embodiment of an entertainer, man. Like
Mhm.
he just knows how to be entertaining, excuse me, without even trying, and he just leads this movie so well from start to finish. I love the relationship he has with it's Dave Franco is his name, right? His name, Dave Franco.
Yep. Dave Frank.
Dave Franco, I love their dynamic of him being a nerdy dude that's new on the field. We've seen this kind of role before, but it's just cool to see. When you have a black lead, it's a different flavor to it. I always say that. I love that, and I even like Snoop. Man, Snoop did a good ass job, like for the character who he was. You know what I'm saying? Like nigga, I died so hard, bro, on that scene when this nigga did the fucking spin kick. Man, that shit had me like in tears. The guy ran that shit back. I was like, yo, this is nuts. But the best scene for me on that movie was when they went to the house with the hive, and they had Scott Atkins
Scott
character.
Adkins, yeah.
Man, that whole sequence was dope. Scott Atkins, man, that man is ridiculous with it. But
Action legend.
yeah, like just a fantastic movie, man. I love it that it takes place in L.A. And I love that. I like the soundtrack was slapping too. I really like the soundtrack. And another thing about the cool thing about vampires is there's so much lore involved with them that you can kind of like twist the lore to your will. And I just really like how they had it where like he kills vampires and selling teeth are a big thing. Like something I don't think I've seen before. Like,
Mhm.
how you auction off teeth and you can make money by just getting teeth from vampires, blah, blah, blah. And it's funny, like the whole movie just pretty much comes from the trailer of events just come from Jamie pretty much set tripping. He killed the wrong vampire, and then he came for his ass on some hood ass gang shit. Like, you killed my homie, bro. All right, I'm coming for you now. And I just let an aspect of just how something so small can make a large chain of events happen. You know what I mean? So yeah, dope movie all in all, man. That's a real dope movie. That was long winded, but I thoroughly enjoyed it for real.
Yeah, man. I owe this movie an apology right off the bat, bro. I'm eating crow because I first saw this trailer and Snoop Dogg popped in the trailer. I completely blanked out. I was like, yeah, I'm done. This is gonna be one of those Netflix films. You got Snoop Dogg as a main character, Dave Franco, and I'm like, okay, Netflix on its typical Netflix bullshit. And then I don't know what possessed me to check it out. I think I just wanted to watch a movie. And Jamie Foxx, I like him all in all. I pressed click and yeah, right from the go, they can have me hooked, bro.
Yeah.
Absolutely have me hooked from that opening scene when he's fighting the vampire, bro. And like you said, they actually I like how they let the scene breathe. There was not
Mm-hmm.
too many jump cuts. It's a what I say 5 to 8 minutes of just pure action, and and from that 5 to 8 minutes, you learn so much about this film and about the lore of their particular vampires, and it was so unique. A lot of it was stereotypical. The can't see yourself in the mirror, but seeing it in the aspect that it was done, I'm like, oh, okay, this is dope. I like this. Oh, okay, so their vampires are like this. Oh, Jamie's doing. I'm like, boom, you got me. You hooked me for a whole film, man. And yeah, like the action at first, I'm like. In my review, I had to cut it, thank God, because I was gonna sound mad dumb. I was about to say, we got a spotlight this type of choreography because all we ever hear is about the John Wick team this, the John Wick team that. Come to find out, the John Wick team is the one that. So the minute
But
yeah,
to your point though about that, it didn't feel like John Wickish
at
though. You know what I'm saying?
all
It didn't
whatsoever.
because when the credits rolled, I was looking like who choreographed this? And it said Chad. And I was like, damn, all right, okay.
Right?
It didn't feel like it.
Yeah, and why I thought it was a different person because the director for this film, damn, am I confusing? No, for this film, I believe it was a stuntman himself. Like he was an ex stuntman and stuff like that. So I thought it was his, but I guess he's a protege of the of the dudes that shot John Wick. But yeah, man, and also this is for me, honestly, no hyperbole. This is one of the best vampire films that we've got in some time, man. And yeah, and the reason for that is this film could have easily been stereotypical. It's
Oh yeah.
all about action and all of that, but no. Bud, I think it's this character. You understand why he's doing like they took real life aspects and then just plopped it into a vampire genre, bro.
Yeah.
And I love that.
I
Like
love that.
you understood right off the bat, like why he is away, and the villain himself, herself, was not just I want to take over. She had that I want to take over because I want to rule it all. But her reasoning for going after Bud, you know what? Because I know,
No, talk
Liz,
about it.
yeah,
This
Liz didn't.
is
Liz, I don't think
she,
Liz.
she didn't see it.
Yeah. So, but the backstory of her and why she's going after Bud, I'm like, perfect, perfect.
Yeah,
Something so
it was very
small.
cool.
Yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
also you're like, wait, how is that possible? And how they explained it, I'm like, oh, you got me there. So there's some actual thought put into this film. It was not just a one-off, easy cash grab type of film. And like what you said, the dynamic between Dave Franco and Jamie Foxx character is honestly what really kept me hooked throughout the film because a lot of the film they're together but their chemistry, man, like Dave Franco's timing with his comedic relief.
He's funny as hell.
Uncue.
Yeah,
And
he's
it's
funny as
also
hell.
in these weird ass situations, like Jamie Foxx would be dead serious, mad as fuck. And then but how he delivers he's serious as fuck too, but it's goofy. Like I
Mm-hmm.
forgot what it is. He goes, what noise does a squirrel make or whatever animal he was talking about, and then he makes the noise while being dead ass. I'm like, oh, okay, this is some funny shit. This is some funny shit right here. And then Snoop, bro, he brought all his charisma. Like
All of
I
it.
felt like he was Snoop being Snoop as a vampire hunter. That's it.
Yeah. And that's all you
Maybe
gotta
not
be, you know.
exact,
So you
but
got
sometimes like you see him try to actually attempt to act. And, he's like 50. Rapping was their call to, not acting. But here, I feel like he was just being himself. He let loose his charisma. Like he owned that role as Big John, I believe. His name.
Yeah, Big John. Yeah.
Big J, of course, if you get the reference, Snoop Dogg, Big J. But yeah, man, it was I thoroughly enjoyed it. But gotta be honest, they lost me towards the third act because it the film turned to what I was hoping it wouldn't, like a lot of generic
Spectacle.
situation. Yeah,
Yeah.
man, it turned into your typical film, but I'm gonna give it a pass because it was able to hook me for 2.5 acts. So yeah, definitely. Megan Good was on here, and I felt the dynamic between her and Jamie Foxx. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Overall, good watch though. Entertaining watch.
I agree 1,000%, man. So yeah, it gets the stamp of approval for me, and
Yeah.
yeah. All right. So next one, we're gonna talk about. I'm actually taking and this one, and this film right here. I know what to make of it because I I'm on I'm in the belief not every film deserves a sequel, and hearing that this film had
Okay.
a sequel, and it came out of nowhere because I found out about the sequel. I think the week of, or something weird of that nature. But the film that I'm talking about is Orphan First Kill,
Yeah.
and
Okay. So I thought you saw.
and the first one I enjoyed it. I for sure enjoyed it. It was a good film. Esther is goddamn, she's psychotic, bro. She's like I enjoyed her portrayal as this character, but I was surprised that a sequel. I didn't see anything from the film that warranted a sequel. And if you've seen Orphan, you know how it ends. Like,
Yeah.
like she in the bottom of a frozen pond right now. But this is a prequel, and the film starts off with what was it? Where she was it Russian or Slovenia? What it
Yeah.
don't really
Somewhere in
matter.
East
Yeah,
Europe, somewhere.
it's where when she's in the home because she's a little bit cuckoo and stuff like that, and it takes place and she ends up escaping, killing people and stuff, and good natured and all that good stuff, and then I'm gonna skip how she does it because I want to go back to it for a particular reason, but she in America now with a family. And I'm watching this. I'm like, okay, this is cool. This is cool. Nothing crazy, but I'm getting annoyed because I'm like, yo, this is following a lot of the same beats as the first film. I'm like almost to the T. I'm like, what's the? I'm like, why do we do a prequel here? If you're gonna just rehash what you did, and then
And then and then
one of the fucking craziest twists that I've seen a lot of movies and a lot of these twists and stuff are choreographed that to a point that you can kind of see something's coming up. This one took me for a loop. I did not see this shit coming at all.
at all.
Remotely, nigga.
At
Oh my
all.
god. And it
That shit hit. I was like,
right? And it flipped the movie on its head. And from that point on, love this film, bro. Thoroughly enjoyed this film, bro. This like it did not disappoint whatsoever. Technical issues. It did not disappoint whatsoever, man. Like if it started like standing on its own 2 feet and being its own thing, which to myself, like Esther, and it also weirdly made you feel for the Esther character.
it did though.
Like,
It did.
yeah, I wasn't coming in here because off the first film, like, yo, that's a fucked up individual. God damn, like whoo, like that's a but here you understand why she got to that point. Like everything, all the dominoes were placed perfectly in a row to the point you can't deny. You're like, okay, I don't condone why she is what she is, but damn, I can see why, bro. Like amazing twist that wasn't. It's like a lot of M Night's twists, like M Night Shyamalan. Like he's the man. He's the man known for twists, or just twists just for the sake of being twists. It's for the shock value. But here, I'm like, oh, okay, this added a whole another element to the film, and yeah, and to the point that I almost didn't care for any one of these characters,
Yeah.
except the pops. Like the pops was a good dude. I'll give him that. The pops was a good dude and stuff like that, and it lays the relationship of why she's fascinated with the father figures. If you've seen the original orphan movie and stuff like that, man, and some of these kills too, bro. Ugh, beautiful, bro. I'm blown away, not because oh my god, this movie was amazing, just that the fact that they succeeded in something they're not supposed to. You made a sequel to a movie that, quite frankly, had no business being a sequel. On top of that, you did a prequel and adding something new, and making me feel for a character that, to me, that I thought that was no remorse.
Terrible.
So yeah, horrible character, bro. But Orphan First Kills did that, and let me see. Did anybody see it? All right. So yeah. Okay, so she did. Yeah, she did it. So I'm gonna let you go, and cause I'm gonna go back to setting out. I want to talk to a little later. But what you thought about the film?
You talking about Orphan Kill?
Yeah.
No, go ahead. Which one was that?
No, because you're gonna probably bring it up and stuff like that, and I want to just talk about it afterwards.
Okay. Well, I was just telling you bring it up because, like, honestly, like, I feel 100% the way you felt. Honestly, like, this was a movie that, you know, I liked the first one, and I'm just like, what's the point of a sequel? And then I found out that it was a requel, not requel. I found out it was a prequel, and I was just like, okay, it's still unnecessary, but okay, I guess. And you know, like I said, the first half of the film is just pretty much, you know, retreading the same water, and like you said, like. And I'm just like, it's not. None of this is bad. Like it all looks cool. You know, the kills she does in the psych ward. I'm like, wow, that's pretty crazy. But it's the same shit that we've seen, right? But like I said, it's all about that twist hitting. That when that twist hits, it's just a different. It just, like you said, it flips the movie on its head, and it just changes something. It changes the movie completely because you go from being scared for the family that she got back to fuck this family, yo. Like I'm on Esther's side. I just certain points where I was rooting for Esther to start killing all of them because of just how much of an asshole privileged family they were. And it's really rare that, not rare, but I'm just saying when it's, you have to be able to present a story pretty well to make the villain, the quote unquote villain of the film, a character that you kind of want to root for because of the situation. So, like, yeah, again, I'm repeating everything you're saying. Like, it just double downs on why she was who she was, and you know, the movie we got back then. I think it just did a great job of doing that. Like I said, I'll never forget the moment when that twist hit. And she's just like, look, you little bitch, I know what you did. And it's just like, you are my daughter. My daughter's dead. We killed her. So I don't know who the fuck you are. I was just like, whoa.
That's why I wanted you to go first. That's the reason why I say that.
You said what?
Now, there's a reason why I wanted you to go first, and you go after me before I go back. Like that perfect part. Like I know you was in my daughter. Now go on.
Yeah, it's just that part. Like I know you was in my daughter. Like and how the brother accidentally killed the daughter, and they covered it up and said that she got kidnapped, and it just speaks to, like, again, it's such a thing because it speaks to how, like, privilege, man. Like honestly, like white privilege, to be real, like it speaks to that aspect that, like, you killed your own daughter and was able to clean it up to say it's a kidnapping and that she got sent and she got like taken away to Europe. Like fucking great. Like I don't think that's not a far cry from shit that's happened before. Like that you have the ability to cover something up. You know, even when the brother was teasing her, and you know, when he found out that she was who she was, and he's talking shit, he even says it. He was like, "I could kill you and get away with it. I already did it once." And it's just like, these are some scumbag motherfuckers, yo. Like, yeah. So I agree with literally every word you said. Like, I enjoyed the hell out of it, and it was almost like watching two different movies in one. How the first act does that. So yeah, that's where I'm at with it.
Yeah, man. And I am glad that you went first. And do you hear echo?
No, I don't hear anything.
Man, that's weird. All right, yeah. So that's the reason why I'm glad you went is because that part of the film when she goes, "Oh, I know you're not my daughter," because she accidentally died. It's actually based off a true story. I remember years ago, I saw a documentary about this family who had, I think it was a son at the time who magically went disappeared, right? And
Mm-hmm.
the police from a different country, I think it was like Brazil or something of that nature, called the family and like, we found your son. He wasn't. He's from Texas, but he somehow wound up in Brazil. So they went out. Like I think one of the parents went out. They went out to meet him and stuff like that. Brought him back. Brought him, introduced him to the family and all this stuff. And then later on, they got called to figure out like it's not really. It wasn't really the son. It was just somebody that was trying to escape, just like what Esther did, and took the identity of this person. But the twist is,
Really?
the dude said while in that household, the brother would never acknowledge him, and he always had the vibe like that. The brother did something to the missing character and tried to cover it up, like to the point I think like even the
Mm.
brother like led off to that. So I'm saying all this to say it was dope that they brought that real life aspect into this, bro. Dope, dope. So yeah, that's another bonus I gotta give.
It's another dub for my genre, baby. You know what I mean? Snapping this year, dog.
This guy,
Hey,
of course.
I'm away the horror flag high.
No, you guys doing your thing, that's for sure. All right,
So
so
what's next on the list?
next one
Mad movies.
is one that I think we thoroughly enjoy, and it's bodies, bodies, bodies. Let me know
Oh
what you think
yeah.
of it.
Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. Great movie, man. Like this is gonna be one of those films that like is gonna always be perfect to watch on a stormy night, like just because of the premise of the story. You know, group of Gen Zers getting together for a storm party. Like I was like, the fuck is that? Is that a real thing? And I looked it up, and people actually do that. I was like, okay. And yeah, and it surprised me because I went in thinking it was gonna be like a slasher,
Mhm.
but it turns out it's a whodunit, you know, a Gen Z version of whodunit. Excuse me. And I think it just works. It works so well, right? In most cases, I think I would have issues with the way the backstory for each character was told. But here, I think it works to the favor of being a whodunit, you know, because there's a lot of history of each character being said just through dialogue, you know. A character will say, well, you disappeared because you were on drugs and you need to rehab and didn't come back. It's just
Mhm.
a lot of stuff just being said just face to face. We don't see it. We just hear it, and all of it said to the characters. Like their all of their background information is given through dialogue. And the reason I think it works here is because it's a whodunit. It's because it's a mystery. People are dying, the information that you receive, it just points. It gives the person. It makes the person more suspicious as more information gets released, you know, through the dialogue. It's like, oh yeah, that's definitely some shady shit to do. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that definitely makes me think about you and look at you a little different. And I just really love how they build the mystery with the dialogue like that. And they're still able to keep the comedic elements in there so much so that you don't really it's done so slickly that you don't even know. I think if you weren't listening correctly, you wouldn't know that something was a joke or not. And I really like that they didn't, you know, say something that was humorous and just like, you know, give the audience time to be like, ha, that's funny. It just kind of just keeps, you know, going and going and going. And yeah, but then when you get to the actual reveal of the movie of like who the killer is, it's just like, holy shit.
Yep.
Like I sat in my seat just laughing, like, are they for real? But yeah, I had a great time with this film. What about you?
Yeah, man. I enjoyed this film as well, bro. I didn't know what to make of it because I came in there just like you. I thought it would be a typical slasher film, but yeah, it turned out to be something enjoyable. I say it's the modern day take of a Clue, like those type of
Yeah.
films, the Who Done It, and those films are really tricky to do. That's why I gotta give props to Knives Out because they took a different approach to it. And just here, they took a different approach to it too. Like the literal game aspect of it was wonderful, and I love the spotlight on toxicity as far as friendships comes, or just close to like family members as well. Because I feel like everybody likes to paint this picture of everything's perfect and stuff like that. Oh, we're best friends, besties, this and us. But a lot of people out here, like, yeah, they're fucked up. And
Mm-hmm.
here they didn't shy away from it, bro. Like a
At
lot, that
all.
whole group as a whole, they had no business being best friends at all,
At
like
all. None.
whatsoever. Yeah, man, and I enjoyed it. And some of the kills, I don't know if I should say, there wasn't brutal. There was only one I would say was brutal, but I like how it was handled. I would have liked them to be a little more intricate.
Oh yeah.
Like if you're gonna focus on the kill, give me something dope. You feel what I'm saying? Like set yourself apart in that aspect.
To
Oh
that
yeah.
point, you know what's funny? I actually
Mhm.
felt the same way because as I was watching the movie, there was a point when I was just kind of like the same way. I'm like, okay, you know, we've seen this before. But what saved it all, personally, is that twist at the end. That's the one that had me like. Now I see why they went this route with the kills because the whole shit was an accident. So, but I get what I definitely understand where you're coming from as far as like wanting to see something more intricate. I just had to say that too. I forgot to mention it. Yo, I can't hear you, bro.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, perfect, cool. I don't know what was that. You can still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Mhm.
All right, perfect. Yeah, man, and that ending, that ending. I could understand. It's a risk. I gotta give them their props because by them choosing to do that ending in that particular way, you risk of making your film super anticlimactic.
Yeah, you do.
Super. Yeah, like and I think that's the majority of the issues some people have. But I felt how it was handled made perfect sense to the character that it was involved with, in my opinion. I saw that I'm like, okay, yeah, I believe you. Everything you gave me throughout the film pinpointed, yeah, this was a possibility, and I thought it was
Hmm.
smart, unique, and I enjoyed it, man. The relationship between the two leads, that Amanda Steinberg, I forgot the other chick's name, but those two leads, man, they really they carried the movie. But the whole cast as a whole did their thing, bro. Every
Yeah.
single member had a part to play. An important part is that too. So yeah, thoroughly enjoyed
No, I
this
agree.
film, man. It's a
Funny as
unique
hell.
twist of the who done it. It's for the modern day genre. I don't think I do. I will say I don't think this film will get the acclaim that it deserves because I don't think I've heard much from it since it came out, which is weird because I thought like the audience that it's targeting would have been gun ho for it. But yeah, man, thoroughly enjoying it. Another dove for the horror community. Plus in my book.
I think it might carry on a little more once it hits Blu-ray. I wonder if it'll have a little bit of a re-explosion when
Mm.
Blu-ray hits. Oh, not Blu-ray, digital. When it goes digital, excuse me. It seems like digital releases when like a re-emergence happens. So I'm hoping this movie can get the props it deserves because it's clever, man. Like that, it is. That's extremely clever to make a whole whodunit happen
Yep.
based off of
So
an accident, and there is no killer. Like that. That's fucking. That's creative as hell, yo.
I agree. 1,000%. Yep. So let's see. The last one that I say that we saw, because after we're gonna talk about the ones that we saw individually. But yeah, I think I safely say, in my point of view, I say the best for last, and that's Prey. That's Prey.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And I start this one off, man. This movie is easily in my top 10 of the year. This late
Oh
in
yeah.
August, and what'd you say?
No, I said I agree.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. It's easily in the top 10 of the year for me, man. This film is fantastic. At the point, I was trying to like think like what have they done like could be done in the franchise as far as the Predator franchise. Hearing that they're gonna do a prequel, I have a weird like I think majority of prequel films are trash. Like they don't really bring much to the franchise, but here it's my favorite of the franchise. Easily for me, the favorite of the franchise. I enjoy the original, just like and bro, I've been getting flamed on YouTube. Yo, I had somebody hit me up, be like, explain why is it better than the original? Like, damn. I'm like, all right, cool. But yeah, this one is by far better to me. It's technology, modern day, like cinematography is beautiful.
Oh
The
yeah.
the
Gorgeous.
model itself, gorgeous. But I love how I felt the biggest issue of the Predator franchise is that the focus. I felt like ever since the original one came out, every other film after was trying to be bigger and better. But this one and Prey, they just stripped it down to just a prey versus a predator, exactly what the first essence of the first film was. And I felt like there's no bells and whistles, and the fact that you put it all the way back in the past, like the advantage that the predator would typically have, is kind of evened out a little because he's new to this world. His weapons are not far advanced as it is the predator we know now, man. Phenomenal. And Amanda Midthunder, I believe her name in. It's the first film I've seen her in, and she killed it.
Yeah.
Absolutely killed it, bro. Like her, like typical protagonists of these type of films, like they accomplish these amazing feats that seem so out of the blue, and it's not really explained. Like, I don't know if you're a Star Wars fan. Like a lot of people don't like the Rey character because they feel like she just accomplished these stuffs without
Well,
you
I
know,
heard.
much without much reason. I'm not one of that thinking, but here I was trying to see how they approach her character, and bro, she went out, got her ass beat, and instead of soaking, and like she upped herself and went out for the challenge, man, and like the dynamic between her and her brother, that relationship. I'm a sucker for the brothers and sister relationships. The dynamic, wonderful, bro. The predator himself, he's he's given a running for from the first predator as the best predator. Man, that dude was going ham. Like he's by
Predator
far.
Wick is what I call
Listen, but the scariest shot for me from here is when they did the drone shot when they're in the field and they're trying to run away and he's invisible, right, incognito, and you just see the grass moves and he's catching up, gaining speed. I was like, holy shit, what are you supposed to do? That shit's insane. And yeah, and I love how they kind of add the colonizers aspect of it too. The
them.
duality between that, like, oh, you think this is your main problem, but you're still dealing with this and stuff like that. Fantastic film, man. Fantastic film, and why it's the best is because 1980 whatever is Predator was a good 80s film. It had all the stylistic aspects of the 80s film, right? But here it's just a good film in general, bro. The characters were not were not over the top. You know, like 80 movies are over the top, bro. Like Arnold carried that movie. Here is just well written. Like the characters you felt for him, and the family dynamic was there, bro. The culture was rich, beautiful, bro, and it felt the most true to a predator and prey relationship, bro. Like I felt like the first one, he was stalking his prey, but he clearly had the advantage from the go, right from the go. So yeah, long-winded, but that was my thoughts.
No, I mean, you pretty much said everything that I also agree with. I think it's a beautifully shot film. I mean, just the opening shot of just that wide of the land and showing them walking across, and you see the sun kissing the edge of the hill. It's just like snapping. Um, and again, I love that from the jump, you see the lead, the lead character's skill set. You see her practicing. So, and that practice montage happens throughout the whole film. Like, you see spurts of her learning and doing things. So it's not like it's just out of nowhere. I love seeing little Easter, not Easter eggs, but I love seeing storytelling like that done visually. Like just you're piecing it up, letting the audience know like the character knows what she's doing. She has a skill set that she's been practicing. And you even see the skill set. You even see her skill set bothering some of her fellow tribe. The boys giving her shit. Because she's going out there hunting with them, and she's the only girl doing it. And they were all kind of looking at her, kind of like, "You think you bad, don't you?" You know what I'm saying? So I love that dynamic that she even proved herself amongst them that she is the lead warrior, and her being able to defeat the predator. It goes along with what's presented earlier on in the movie. And the fight choreography is the best in any Predator movie. Like even that sequence when the girl was beating up, killing all the colonizers, man, you know what I'm saying? And like I said earlier, Predator whip, dog. When that scene when he appeared and he put his hand up like this, and that shield formed around his whole wrist, I was like, oh shit, here we go. And he just went to work. Put his work boots on, his jacket, and just started engineering bodies.
Right.
So, like, I've never seen Predator in that. Like, I do even better. I think he is the best Predator. Like the way he was handled, like he actually, to me, he felt like an actual Predator. Like how he would.
I better come for him like I came for me.
I mean, I don't care. I mean, I think my Predator ranking is wilder than yours, so whatever.
Nah, I agree with that.
So I stand on whatever come from if you want. But he felt like more like a Predator more than ever. Like even to the point where it's like there's a point in the movie that I think is dope that the tribe, they find like a snake that's been skinned, and they're looking at it like they're like, look, who does this? And come to find out, the colonizers are the ones taking the snake skins. And then, you learn that later on, but, they leave the dead snake there. And then the Predator appears and he picks it up and he's looking at it kind of like, And I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? Showing that, that one moment is what I feel like it's a send off to why the Predators even started skinning people because of that very moment right there. Because I'm pretty sure, the Predators, they send information back to their crew what they find or whatever, and it's just moments like that to show like, okay, the Predator learned a lot of some of this shit from us. That just shows how terrible humans can be. You know what I'm saying? And I just like that idea that the Predator felt like a predator. He was surveilling the system, and even when the viewer that changed and the girl was the one, surveillance in the system. Like, look at the Predator as he was killing people, just kind of like, okay, what's he doing? Okay, I see what he's doing. You know what I mean? And again, that aspect of the film was presented early on, so it's just not out of nowhere, And it's a fantastic film. My only gripe with this movie is that they should have released that shit in theaters, because I would have loved to see this film on the big screen, man. I'm just watching this, just like, why not theatrical, bro? I mean, I know why
Right.
Disney punk asses, but yeah, that's the only rap I had, man. I loved it, and in my top 10, literally.
Yep. I couldn't agree more, man. We had a 5 month of August. I didn't realize that until we were talking a couple of days ago, talking about doing the show and about discussing like a recap, which is I think I like this. I think we should do this like every end of the month, like recap. Um, at least like a stream dedicated to recapping the month of
I'm
films that
down. That's dope.
stuff like that. Yeah, but it's not it though. Those were just the films that we both happened to see at the same time. But now we're gonna get into the ones that we saw individual that the other didn't get to see first. So how you want to do this? You want to go first? You want to go back and forth?
If we go back and forth, however you want to do it.
Nah,
You can go since I just told.
let me see. I'm getting my list ready. And of course, you want to act up when I'm live. All right. Bet. All right. So uh let's talk about 3,000 Years of Longing.
Oh yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah. Um, I'm disappointed, man. I'm highly disappointed. This is George Miller, one of the GOAT directors. Like this man's resume speaks for itself. And
Mm-hmm.
this is his first film since Mad Max Fury. You know what? I don't know your thoughts of Mad Max Fury World. Do you like that film? I don't
Fire,
think we have it.
fire,
Okay, we've never
fire.
spoke about it.
No,
Cool.
fucking
All right, so
amazing
this
movie.
is
Man.
his
Like,
first film since that. So you know me, I'm hyped. You got Idris Elba, one of my favorite working actors right there, Tindo Swiddle and stuff like that. This film was confusing. I don't know what happened to George Miller. I don't know if he bumped and hit his head when he was writing his script because this shit makes sense. It did a disservice to the character because we're introduced to a particular character, um, Kazun type, and they portray this character in a particular light. You know what I mean? Like movies, they go by the rules that they set for their universes, right? And that's as far as anything that goes in the universe character. So they set this character a particular way, and then it's going well. The first and second half is going straight. It's one certain type of film, and then this weird event happens, completely twists on top of his head. Everything that you told me this character was is no longer that, and it does. And this character does this weird judgment that's so out of character. And listen, I understand about character development. Like a lot of times, you start off a character in a certain light, and then they evolve throughout the film to be somebody else, right?
mm-hmm.
But you know what's missing in between that? Progression. There was none of that here, bro. It just point A, boom, skipped right to point Z, bro. Not even B. They went straight to point Z, and all the middle is missing. And also the film itself, like it's this film starts all it's weird because it's George Miller's take on genies, which is dope. No spoilers. You saw the trailer. He's a genie. And it's also what surprised me. It's a love story. I did not expect that going in at all. And yeah, so they spent so much time developing the genie character, like 2 whole acts. His backstory, like it's like an autobiography of his life. The first two halves, and they're going about it. His misfortunes, why he's in the predicament he's in. You know why he has to do these 3 wishes. Fantastic, bro. I'm like, oh, this lore is unique. I've never seen genies like handled in this light. You see genies, you think of Aladdin and stuff like that, stuff of that nature. But here I'm like, oh, this is unique. And then it just like the third act. I don't want to say that because you might watch it eventually. It just does this weird. I'm like, this character would not done that because you spent so much time, like a boatload of time, drilling in my head. This character wouldn't do this, and then it just turns out to be instead of like the first 2 half, this narration on his life, it turns on to a full out different genre. I'm like, why? Like, and the dolls in the pacing just downhill, everything that's going on. I'm like, yo, what are we doing here? Like, what's the purpose? I felt like George Miller was a little bit too ambitious here. Like, you had the success of Mad Max. So many people call it one of the greatest action movies of all time, greatest of the decade and stuff like that. I felt like he was ego tripping a little bit because he felt like there's no wrong you could do, and like dial it back, bro. Like dial it back. In this film, he should just continue with the pace with what he let out the first two acts. Afraid to do a complete 180 is odd, bro. Weird character decision, motives, and stuff like that. And yeah, I don't think I like this film. I was trying to struggle. Man, because hey, yo, this is a wild ass film, by the way. Like some of the sequences that goes on. Shit, if you ever watch it, make sure you're alone, bro. It's one of those films. Well, with your wife, like don't make sure your kid is not around. It's a wild, like I was not expecting.
Oh, I know. I can tell.
But I wasn't expecting what I saw, bro. Like I was like, what the, yo, wait a minute. But yeah, that's my thoughts on 3,000 Years of Longing, and yeah, they're gonna be longing a lot more longer than 3,000 years because this movie ain't it, bro. That's my take. What you got?
Jesus Christ.
Man, how you mess up this album, yo? Come on.
Okay, what it is. Movie I watched, the Shudder original that dropped this last month, excuse me, Allegoria. I saw the trailer because I followed them on Instagram. Yeah, Instagram and Shudder, and they pretty much release in this a Shudder exclusive every Thursday. And I'll always check them out. Like, let me log on and see what they talking about. And I saw a trailer for this one, and the trailer, man, when I watched it, I was just like, this looks like some pretentious, artsy bullshit horror movie, man. I was just turned off, like, oh.
You just piqued my interest with that description.
Yeah, and then I was like, you know what? I didn't watch it Thursday, and then I was on Shudder Friday that Friday after, and I was like, you know what? Let me give it a watch, man. You know, Shudder's my app. You know, I'm the horror guy, so let me check it out. Man, oh man, was I surprised at what I saw. It's an anthology horror movie, for one, which the trailer doesn't even sell you that. It doesn't. Like, watching the trailer, you don't know it's an anthology. You know, so off the rip, that changes the dynamic completely. And it doesn't really operate like an anthology horror movie either. It doesn't. It's like one movie. It's just, of course, it's one movie, but it's a movie with just scenes that kind of just. It's weird. It's hard to explain because anthology horror movies are some of my favorites, just because packing these small stories in, and the transitions, the way it transitions, it's like you can tell like there's segments being. This is good. You can tell you're going into the next segment, right?
Right.
With this one, you don't really know when you're going into the next segment until you're just there, and then the story starts to kind of the new story starts to tell itself, and you're like, oh, okay, this is a new one, but it does it in a way that's not messy. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like confusing or anything, but the pretentious artsy nature in the trailer is done purposely, especially like the very first short is so fucking pretentious that your eyes are gonna roll in the back of your damn head. I was really? Like, but it's so funny because like I said, the first short film, I was like, I'm not gonna like this movie. I'm not gonna like it. But then as it was getting to the end of the short, and the shit just flipped, I was like, oh, this is what they're doing. Okay. And pretty much the movie, if I had to give a premise of it without spoiling anything, well, you know what? I'm not gonna say. I don't really want to say much about it because I don't know if you plan on watching it or not. And
I have a list of. It's weird. I have a list of these Because I see your review. I just watched the one you did earlier. Who invited them or something of that nature.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like I watch your reviews, and if it piques my interest, I'm like, all right, I gotta add this because before the end of the year, I do a big like take a whole month and rewatch a bunch of the joints I ain't watched. I think how you're describing, I think I'm gonna add that one to the list too.
Yeah, I think it's definitely worth a watch. You know, because the reason I like it is because it's about art pretty much. It's about art and what it can do to people, and that's
Have you ever seen that Jake Gyllenhaal movie on Netflix?
which
It's
one.
literally that same premise about art and what it could do to people, and it's a horror movie too.
What movie?
Let me look it up for you real quick.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah, it came out a couple years ago. So I think like something Buzzsaw related, like the name. Jake. It's Jake Gyllenhaal, and you know that's my guy. When he's in a movie,
Yeah, that's your joint. It's your boy.
it's called
Velvet Buzzsaw.
Yes. Yep, that's it right there. So how you're describing it, the art aspect of it.
Oh, see, I didn't know that was a horror. I'm gonna watch that.
It's a horror.
But yeah, it's about it's playing in that field of like what art can do to people, the artist itself, and each story kind of gives a different take on it of what it can do, and that the last short is chilling as fuck, like
Really,
like chilling, like and it's just dope because each story. And I think that's why I like it too, because each story is weaved together in a way that one short has something from the next in it, in a small way though. Like it's not like super connected, but you can tell but somebody will talk to somebody on the phone, right? They'll be talking, and then the next short will start, and it'll show that person doing whatever they're doing, and then they have that phone call from the one you just watched, and then they'll hang up and then they'll do their own thing. Like, so I feel like the way that it comes together is so dope, and the message it gets about art and how pretentious people can become over it. It just does something. So yeah, I thought it was definitely a good watch. One of my favorites of the year.
Piqued my interest with that one. And my next one is it's a quick one. It's an anime movie, Dragon Ball Superhero. I'm glad that you're here because you grew up watching Dragon Ball Z, right, and stuff like that.
Yeah, I did. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So this film is just a cash grab, and it's Dragon Ball Z refusing to grow up, bro. Like they're still rehashing the same old story beats. They're bringing back a villains that we saw watching it as kids. And anime, in my opinion, has like evolved past the kiddish stuff. It's a lot more tailored for the adults. And even I understand Dragon Ball Z is not for, it doesn't have to be for adults. But man, do something new, do something fresh. And to me, my favorite character, Gohan, bro. Like, dude, I don't know what it is. It's Gohan gets the Hulk treatment. You see how the Hulk is in the MCU right now? Like, you nerfed them after one great film, and that's how Gohan is. And here, man, it was just, I don't know, lackluster. They made a movie about mainly Piccolo, featuring Gohan. Yeah, exactly. No Goku, no Vegeta. So yeah, I was disappointed. I was let down, and I'm not gonna spend too much time on this. It's thumbs down for me. Yo, I got killed for this one too, bro. You cannot, YouTube is this social media is weird. Yo. You can't voice your opinion about anything. It's gotta be I love everything, or somebody gonna come at you. The minute
is that your neck? Is that your neck one,
bro? Yo, somebody called me a clown, bro. Hold on.
I'm gonna pull it up.
Yeah, no, I think he called me a goofy. It was one of them. His exact words was, "Yo, go play Fortnite, goofy." And my response was to that. My response is that I'm waiting for him. I hit him right back. I'm like, yo, I'm waiting for your mom's credit card to go through so I could finish my my build. And I called him a cornball after that. He ain't saying nothing after that. But man, off Dragon Ball Z Goofy because I ain't like it. That's crazy.
It's funny because I didn't. That's the review. I didn't check that one because I ain't even.
Yeah,
I don't know. Because Dragon Ball, man, like I said, for me, I don't know, man. Like I didn't even really fully watch Dragon Ball GT. I did be real with you, man. Like
you ain't missing nothing, dog. Trust me.
Like, and I haven't watched anything. I haven't watched Super. I haven't watched any of that stuff. I'm just like, I don't know, man. It just didn't really feel something to me. I can't even explain it.
I'll say this. I feel like your kid will get more out of it than you would. I'll just say that. And I feel like that's a negative nowadays because anime is so much more, bro. Like me being the age I am, I could pop in a good anime and be lost in it. But here, man, I'm like, fuck, I'm like, I'm not just like, I don't mean to sound like a pompous asshole, but I'm more evolved than what this is. Like grow up already, bro. Sheesh. You captivated a whole audience when we were all kids and stuff like that. Like, come on.
No, it's funny because that's what I get from it though. Like everything that I've seen that's new, and again, I haven't watched it, but it just feels like that. It just feels like it's not. I don't know. It's not as captivating. It's just they're kind of just doing it just to make it. It's like it's a cash grab. Hold on, I'm on here. I'm trying to see what.
Oh, the comment. You ain't see it?
Hold up. It was a short. Is that what it was?
No. Was it the short or the movie? Because I did a movie review for it too.
I see the movie, but I ain't seen no comments.
So it might be the. Let me see. Okay, so it's the out of theater. Check that one out.
I'm gonna look at it.
Yeah, there it is. Yup, it's out of theater. I see it right now. 6 days ago, and my comments right under it.
I'm gonna look at it though, but I just laugh when niggas be killing because I saw them comments on the Predator one and the milk was at your neck. I was like, damn,
bro, and it's still going on because it was because I did a Predator movie review and a Predator ranking, bro. I've been getting thrashed, dog. Oh my god, now the ranking they been going ham. I'm like, yo, it's my opinion, and I'm not even. I put the original number 2 in my ranking. I'm still getting killed.
That's the crazy part about it because I got the first one. It's the funny part.
I think I got like 4th, right?
Yeah, I had like a number 4 on my list, and I haven't got killed at all. Like I was expecting people to just be like, "You don't know cinema. You're happy."
All jokes aside, I don't know if you can see it. It's a short I did, bro. I had like 20 comments of dudes just going ham. The last one was I think like a day or two ago. He like explain. You know, he had a little nerdy explain, sir. Why is the
Like when they be talking to me, man, I be wondering like, little nigga, I'll ball you fuck up and throw you in the like, you better relax.
I'm like, yo, this dude called me a goofy. I promise you'll never say that to my face. I put money on it right now. You will never say that to my face.
Oh yeah, I said go play Fortnite, goofy.
You see my comment?
Waiting for your mom's car to go through. You need the new skins corn. It's crazy. Them kind of responses shit I get on Twitter, man. Like, Jesus.
Yeah, you be getting murdered from the MCU. Oh, Lord. But yeah, what about you? What else have you watched?
He was lighting me up the other day.
For what?
What did I do? Zack Snyder, he tweeted something about fandom, like pretty much saying like fans could send in their design for like a monster or something, and he'll pick one to make.
Oh, I just that one.
Yeah, it was a video or something like that. And I just retweeted like just saying like, there's not too many billion-dollar directors out there who keep their fans involved with every project in such a personalized way. I don't see that often. And like he don't have to do that when he does it. I just think that that's cool. And man, I got motherfuckers hit me just like, wow, like $1 billion director? Get off this kid. I'm like, $1 billion director?
Wait,
Another
what?
you cultists don't know what you're talking about.
But he is
Huh?
$1 billion. He made he's a multi-billion. Like he has one
That's what I
film
said.
that's 800, one that's 600. He has, bro, like he's easily 2 to 3 bill.
3 billion, 3 plus. Because like and then even had comments just like he's not a billionaire. He's not a $1 billion director though. He doesn't do it. I'm like, bro, his filmography has grossed 3 million plus, like 3 billion plus. What are you talking about?
Why do they
But how
think
many movies does
every-
he have though? I'm like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? Like y'all act like directors just walk around making $1 billion movies. Like just
You know what's
3
funny?
billion.
What people might not realize, I guarantee you, Zach grossed more than Dennis Villeneuve did with his films. Because
He
people,
did.
yeah, like people don't seem to realize being a multi-billion director is a feat in itself, bro. There's so many big names that don't gross that well like you think they do. Like
That's what I'm saying,
I'm
bro.
just saying.
His filmography, I looked at it. That shit said 3 billion.
I'm not
3
surprised.
billion in something. Like it wasn't just flat off. It was like $3.2 billion. Like that is a lot of bread. Like to make off of to have gross off of movies.
Bro, why do you think Netflix snatched them out when they had a chance?
That's what I'm saying. And he has 12 films, and 2 of those don't even account for that money he made. So I'm just like, it is what it is. I'm like, why y'all mad at me for saying that? All I said was
He got 12 films?
yeah, he got 12 films. Yeah.
Sheesh, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, like that man put in work. That's why I'm just like when people be saying he can't direct. I'm like, do you know what his filmography is? I'm like, superhero movies aside, I know you might not like his take on Batman and Superman, but stop fucking playing. Are you kidding me? Like,
That's what I hate, bro. Everybody, I'm gonna go on a little rant. Never mind.
not that. What you just saying?
Nah, like, there's a lot of fake Zack Snyder lovers, bro. I'm sorry. Like, these people are still talking about Justice League, BVS, Man of Steel. Man of Steel 9 years ago, BVS 6 years ago. His newer Justice League was a year or two ago. I'm like, yo, he's made Army of the Dead. He has Rebel Moon. Where's that energy? I barely see anybody talk about it. What about? I don't hear no 300 talk. Dawn of the Dead. I don't hear none of that. Watchmen, and it's weird. Watchmen. I barely hear that. Like,
Classic.
I'm like, bro. They're like, what is it? These people big up Zach. I'm like, y'all only big up Zach 3 movies. Like that's all the only. Like you would, if you go to Twitter, you would swear this man only made 3 movies, bro.
You would swear that, and I think that's why some people are confused. Like 3 billion, how? Like I'm like, this nigga has more movies than just those 3. Like,
Yeah, that shit. That's weird to me. He got Rebel Moon, but she already got getting a sequel. Wow, did they shooting it?
they shooting it, yeah.
They're not done shooting, right?
No, they're not gonna be done until November.
So he got a sequel off a film that's not even done shooting. That I don't know if that's not. I don't know, but it's weird. There's a lot of fake Snyder lovers out there. It's funny.
It's both sides. It's like a lot of fake Snyder lovers and haters. It's just both sides. Just be looking at like, are y'all niggas stupid or something? Like.
See me, I love Nolan, but I could recite you every single movie he done. That's for sure. You don't hear me just talking about the Dark Knight and shit like that. Nope.
Me, like I said, I told you, Zack Snyder's my favorite, and I talk about all this shit. Like I said, Dawn of the Dead to me it still is. It's my favorite zombie movie ever. Like I think that it's just a perfect movie. It's a perfect horror film. Like the balance between the humor and the actual scare factor and the way it's shot, it's just perfect. But let me get to my movie. We'll get here talking. So I'm gonna put these 2 movies together because they're kind of like they just come that way. It's these indie films that's making the circuit on the indie. What is it? It's making the indie circuit right now. 2 slasher movies called The Third Saturday of October, Part 5 and Part 1, and same director, 2 movies, and they operate like films made back in the day. So like the very first one takes place in '79, and then Part 5 takes place in '94. And The dope thing about these movies, man, like I said, they're both in my top 10. Like I fucking love them. Part 5 might not be in my top 10. I think it might be a little because there's just other stuff that I found better. But Part 1, legitimately, if I would have had sent this movie to you, right, and be like, yo, I just found this old movie, this old slasher movie from the 70s, so I'll check it out. You would legitimately think that it was made back then.
Really?
You like dead ass, like you would legitimately think somebody shot this in the 70s. I'm still kind of baffled as to how they even did this. Like from the sound to the cinematography to like the quick zoom ins that we've seen a lot of the older movies. It's just done so well. It's, you know, the director says that you should watch Part 5 first and then 1 because
That's
Part
weird.
5 is because he said Part 5 is the first one because it's funny because Part 5 is nowhere near as good as the first one, but it's done purposely because, you know, by the time you're at Part 5 in any horror franchise, at that point you already know it's just kind of like a pretty shitty movie. You know, like Halloween 5 is not good at all. Like when you watch Halloween 5, it's just like this pales in comparison to Halloween 78.
Right.
And part 5 operates that way. Like this is a bunch of cheesy shit. It's a shell of what the first one was, but it's done so well that you can tell who did it has a respect for the genre, and they play it the same way it would be if there were 4 other movies in front of it. Like the movie Part 5, even you said what?
I'm confused. So why would the director want you to watch 5 and then 1? But wouldn't it be like shouldn't you watch like 1 and 5? Like, you know,
well, I think he wants you to watch 5 to let you know that it was done. It was done like that purposely because if you watch Part 5, you're gonna be like, this is one of those cheesy like B-roll movies. And then if you go back and watch Part 1 is so fucking good that you're like, oh, this was done purposely. Like this was literally on purpose because Part 1 is so freaking good, man. But Part 5, right, is so cool because the movie starts right with you know recapping kills from the movies prior that don't even exist. Like this shit is crazy. Like I'm just like, who? This is creative as hell. So yeah, both of those movies, man, I really like them. The premise of them is the first one is this killer who, you know, he killed a bunch of kids in Alabama. It takes place in Alabama. And he kills a bunch of kids, and they pretty much catch him, and they put him in an electric chair and kill him. But he doesn't die, and he comes back and he's just murking everybody off. That's pretty much what the first one is, and the fifth one is an extension of that. So yeah, great movies, man. Like they're not out yet, but I can pretty much guarantee that somebody's gonna pick these movies up this month or next month for Halloween. Like having 2 original slashers on your streaming network, somebody's picking that up. I hope Shudder does it because Shudder releases Blu-rays, and I want to own these movies. So yeah, those are 2 movies that I watched that we didn't talk about.
All right, what else? Damn, I watched a lot of movies. Was those the last movies on your list, or you got anything else?
That's it for me.
That's it. All right, so I'm just gonna run off the ones that I seen. I saw Beast with Idris Elba.
Yes, what you review that?
Yeah. Yo, it's surprisingly, it was a good movie, bro. Those Man versus Beast movies, I always get a kick out of them, especially when they're done well. Yeah, Idris Elba, good actor. He did his thing. My issue with it is that it was not believable, bro. I understand like it's supposed to, you know, throw believability out the window for a certain extent, but like there's so many times where there's no reason why Idris Elba's character should be alive and he's alive. I'm like what we doing here, bro? Like, come. I'm like, I like but what I do like though is the family drama, the undertone of the film is fantastic. Like him and his 2 daughters, Are you ever gonna watch this film?
Eventually, I'm waiting for video deal. I'm not going.
Because I don't
I'm
know.
not going.
Because I didn't watch the trailer, so I don't know if this is in the trailer or not. So I'm not gonna say. I want to spoil it for you in the case, but
You're
it's
not gonna
about him.
spoil it. Right.
Well, now I'll just say it's him and his two daughters. And you know what's crazy about that? I don't know if you heard about the story that I guess his real life daughter auditioned.
Yeah, they said no.
You heard of? Yo, that's wild because of the chemistry. Like, how you don't have chemistry with your own daughter?
I mean, everybody, acting is a different thing,
Yeah, but you know, it's also funny watching the film. Like, damn, I felt the chemistry in certain parts with them was off. Like Idris and the kids. I'm like, okay. Like, I can kind of believe it, but how they wrote the daughters, man, was terrible. Oh my god, some of the decision making. You know how they make a character do a particular decision just so they could be in harm's way. Like it makes no logical sense whatsoever.
One of those, okay.
Yes, I'm like, why are we doing this? Like you're getting hunted down by a lion that wants to kill you, and you're this is your bright idea. Like, come on, you should have been dead like 20 minutes ago. Stop it. But yeah.
None of my creature features feel the need to always do that. Like I don't think I've seen one creature feature where it has somebody that doesn't do a stupid ass decision. It's just
no reason. Like if you're a good writer, you could write around that easily.
100%. That's why I want to make one because I'm just like,
yeah, those could be fantastic movies, like a Survivor movie in that nature. Anyway, but
while we're talking about it, what do you think the best? Do you have a favorite creature feature movie?
Like man versus a creature or a beast, like wolf or stuff like that. Which one do you mean?
Man versus creature.
I mean, like Jaws is a safe answer. The Gray. You know what? I actually like from a few years ago. Crawl, bro.
Crawl is fire. Crawl is fantastic. Oh my goodness. I need to watch that. That movie is great. Yeah.
I'm trying to think like what would count as that being a creature movie. Like, I'm trying to think
like Anaconda.
Anaconda. That's a wild film.
It is.
Perfect 90s cheese. I fuck with Anaconda. Yo, eight-legged freaks. Fuck.
That's my shit, boy.
Oh my lord, dog. Oh, bro, I got issues with spiders already. Bro, I would have died from a heart attack. I ain't gotta worry about vacation. I see one of those things. Yeah, I don't know how many times I watched that one. Eight-legged freaks. I'm trying to remember. I'm drawing a blank right now.
I had a room here. Yeah, eight-legged freaks is my joint. Like I thoroughly enjoy that movie.
Yeah, so like one of those, if I had to pick, I'd say one of those for sure.
Bet.
Yeah,
I bet what you're saying though.
No, yeah.
Creature feature.
I feel like I'm drawing a blank.
It's funny. My favorites are between those two. It's between Anaconda and Eight-Legged Freaks.
Okay, perfect.
I'd probably say Anaconda. I'd say Anaconda. I think Anaconda was one of those movies that like scared the shit out of me. Like seeing snakes that big, and like I even love the practical effects. Like, man, it's just
pretty nuts. Agreed. But yeah, Beast. Yeah, I enjoyed Beast overall. It's a good film. The backstory is what does it for me as far as this film goes. It's the real attempt at family, and I always enjoy when like these genres, these heavy genre things, try to bring a dramatic attempt into their film. So I always gotta respect that. But the ending was super anticlimactic. My nigga, like what are we doing? Like it's. Like you spend this much time doing Lion versus Idris Elba and how it ended, I'm like, really? Okay, I guess. But yeah, overall enjoyable. It's just a fun movie to pop open and enjoy, but it doesn't do much besides that. But it's a good film, a decent little film. And lastly, Breaking is a movie I saw with John Boyega, and This is based on the true events, and I never knew about this story, bro. This shit is heartbreaking, and what makes it heartbreaking is the fact that this shit is true, and it's from your neck of the woods too. It's from I think Atlanta, Georgia, and stuff like that. It happened 2017. A
Oh
guy
damn.
got yeah, bro. A guy that 2015 or 27. It's 2017. A guy that served in the army and stuff like that. They withhold his money, the government and stuff like that by accident. By the way, they made it seem like he wasn't paying, and they just took his check. And he has a kid and a wife and with no income, so he pretty much just loses it one day, and it makes it seem like he's robbing a bank, but he's not robbing the like he takes the bank he slips the note. He's like, I have a bomb in my vest and stuff like that, and that like shut everything down, call the cops and all that good stuff. And there's this stand. Oh, the most heartbreaking part, bro, is seeing Michael K. Williams, dog.
Oh yeah,
Sheesh.
yeah, yeah.
R.I.P. Dog. That was tough. I ain't gonna lie, that was tough. But yeah. So the cops get called, and there's a standoff between him and the cop, and and they're like, "Yo, so why are you robbing the bank?" He's like, "I'm not robbing the bank. I just want the money that was owed to me from damn, I forgot the group. It's some big group that some crooked ass people. But he's like, I just want the money. Like it was, and like I just want the money that was owed to me. I'm not trying to rob anybody. I don't want anybody to put anybody in harm and stuff of that nature. And yeah, and once you find out the amount that he's doing it for, you're like, what? I'm like, yo, this is crazy. I'm like, I can't see myself being ever in that predicament, bro. But finding out this is a true story, and then you find out more about his character, like why he could possibly led to him. Like, damn, yo, this is crazy. And then there's a cover up that happens afterwards. I'm like, sheesh, like these people ain't shit, bro. Like, I'm trying to go through life as incognito as possible, so I don't be under anybody's radar. Because sheesh, like, this shit is crazy. Like, it puts perspective. It puts yourself in perspective. Like, yeah, we go through shit like in life. I'm like, damn, yo, it sucks. But then, like you read and you see others people's story, like, oh, it could be so much more worse. Like,
I
God
mean,
damn.
I think about it all the time. That's why you never really see me down and out. Cause I'm just like, man, even the little shit that I might go through. I mean, there's people who
Yep,
are fucked up out here, bro. Like, I mean, like living
exactly.
on the streets and
And this
you
movie
know.
really puts you in perspective. John Boyega, he did his thing as far as acting. I just felt like, I feel like these actors when they get to these type of roles, the media roles that you could really, go off for, like show your dramatic range, they overdo it. They tend to overdo it. They tend to over act. He
I
did
could
that
tell
here. Yeah,
from the
bro.
trailer. I was like, he overacting, man.
Oh, super. I'm like, there's certain situation, to the point it felt like
I know what you're about to
like
say.
like a Denzel parody, bro. Because
Should leave me be real. I'm like, who the fuck would say that? And
yeah,
like,
bro.
why are you
You
so
know how
intense right now for something so
Denzel,
small?
like the older Denzel, like he has a certain mannerism. He gets loud, but it's Denzel. That's his real self. But him, it felt like I'm like, yo, you trying to get in your Denzel bag, but you're not Denzel. There's a reason why my man is, who he is. But the other side of that coin is like he had some real moments that was like, ooh, I'm like, yeah, you did your thing there. So yeah, that's breaking, bro. But yeah, good film. That's one of the better films I've seen this month. It's just yeah, man. And it's hard to critique these type of films because it's based on a true story. What are you supposed to say? Oh, the writing is bad, but did this shit really happen though? So you get what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard to critique. Michael K. Williams did his thing, bro.
As
R.I.P. Bro.
usual.
Sheesh. He did his thing, bro. And the overarching story, like, yeah, it's some sad shit, bro. So yeah, breaking.
I believe
And
it.
and besides that, yesterday I watched Spider-Man: No Way Home, the more fun stuff edition, wacky title, and it's like 11 minutes added to the film. And it's like I said in my out of theater, like if you're a fan of the original film, you'll like it. It's simple as that. But if you ain't like it, it's not gonna win nobody over. Especially they add one particular scene head scratching. I'm like, I see why you deleted these scenes, bro. I see why. It makes sense. But yeah, it was great watching it again in the big screen, bro. Because this movie was tailor made for the big screen. Like the audience reaction, like the spectacle of it all, bro. Is like
I
seeing the
believe it.
three Spider-Man. I'm like, shit, Andrew, dog, Andrew Garfield. Sheesh, did his thing, obviously. But yeah, primarily the new stuff was just extending some of the scenes that we saw in the first half, and it didn't really like when the Green Goblin stuff happens, like then and on, they didn't really add much new stuff. It was mostly in the beginning. They just extended that one scene when the Spider-Mans are in that tower, not tower, when they're waiting to fight the villains and stuff like that, and they're having their banter back and forth. They just extended that scene, like added like a couple more minutes on, and I like that because I already love the banter between them. But here, just I'm like, okay, this is dope. This is dope. But everything else was just whatever. You got to see Daredevil again for a split second. That was it. Like he was in one more scene, and it was like 30 seconds, 45 seconds. Yeah, it was just pretty much those. But yeah, if you're not a huge fan of it, I wouldn't waste your money on it. But A-list, baby, you gotta love A-list.
Yeah, A-list is clutch.
Big time. And that's pretty much it for me. As far as the new joints, I watched some. I watched Orphan. I watched the Lord of the Ring films. Yo, I I talk about scales of films, but Jesus, ah, I'm speechless, dog. God damn, I got shit to say. But yeah, I didn't do much rewatching of stuff besides those films like Orphan and stuff like that. It's pretty much new shit. Yeah. So yeah, that was it. What about you?
Well, today I just took advantage of the cinema day.
Mm.
$3 movies. It was even cheaper because you already know I got the plus two, so my ticket was free, and tickets being $3 a pop, I had a $5 reward, so it was like I paid nothing pretty much to go.
That's dope.
But we went to go see Super Pets, DC Super Pets, and man, my daughter loved it, man. She was on cloud nine, just like she's a cinephile like her pops for sure. So
you're doing something right.
yeah, so that made my day. And I'm trying to sign in to Letterboxd. Kick me out. How the hell kick me out?
They say you use it too much.
Probably did. Like I saw that I watched 55 movies or some shit like that last month.
Last month?
Mm-hmm.
Like the month of August.
Yeah, month of August, yeah.
Well, there's only 31 days in that month, right?
Yeah, but some days I watch 2 or 3 movies. So
I swear to God, you ain't human, bro. God damn.
Like I said, because
movies.
But see, the thing is, so the thing is though, bro. Like I said, I got a job. I work from home for one, and it's a job where I don't have to communicate like on the phone with anybody.
You lucky, dog. That's all.
So I'm pretty much just typing and doing a bunch of computer work. And while doing that, I can easily just pull something up and have it playing while I'm working.
Yeah, hiring.
I don't think we are, bro. Let me see. Yeah, it says Dang, he said I've watched 384 films this year.
Wow. Yo, it's only August, bro. God damn. Is there a record you're trying to break or something? Is there a record you're trying to break?
No, I told you, bro. Like, I'm a movie guy, bro. That's just me. Because, like I said, like you said, you watch shows. I don't watch TV shows. Like, I don't watch any TV shows for real. Like, the only TV shows I watch are like randomly like scare tactics and just random shit like that. But I I don't watch TV. I don't keep up with anything. I literally just watch movies. So think about all the shows you watch and just substitute them out with movies. That's pretty much the kind of person I am.
I still don't think I'll be where you at, even with the shows.
But I guess the last few things I watched, I'll just do it for the week. I watched this movie called Bloodfest, which is I'm starting to get into my Halloween bag a little bit.
You said I couldn't wait till October. I'm gonna do it anyway.
Oh yeah, I started watching that in September. Well, I started last month. Bloodfest, this movie about a bunch of horror fans going to this fest to celebrate horror. And
oh shit! I'm sorry to interrupt you. My wife said the real question is how many were horror out of the 300 and something that he watched.
If I had to guess, well, they should read me like she be reading you.
For real.
No, but definitely, I would. If I had to choose a percentage, it would be about 80% of them are horror. Like I can pretty much guarantee.
80? God damn! I don't think I've seen that much in my lifetime.
When I say I watch horror, that's why when I say I'm the horror guy, bro. Like, sheesh. I've seen so many horror films. It does not make sense. I'm telling you. Bro.
Damn. Yo, what's 80%? How many did you say you watched? 300 and what?
84.
So that's easily over 200.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure 200 of those are horror movies.
God, that's wild.
Hell, all the movies I'm about to read to, they're all horror. Like, I just watched Bloodfest. Like I said, it's
I gotta commend you.
A festival of why you say that?
Bro, like I can't see myself like watching a particular genre that much. I'd go crazy. Like comic book movies, I'm like, oh, damn, this is getting tiring. Like dramas, I'm like, all right, bro, this is getting a little. We get it at this point. Like I have to bounce from each genre. Like it's like a mood thing. Like, am I feeling action today? Bet I'm gonna put action. This type of thing. But yo, for you to be able to do that's impressive.
But see, the thing is, I think horror can be done so many different ways. That's why I'm able to do it. Like, because I mean, like when you think about horror films, you have like how you like Night House, right? Like Night House is one of the favorite ones.
You a mind reader. I was about to put it in a group text. I think today or yesterday that I'm dying to watch Night House again.
That's what I'm saying. So you have a movie like Night House that is completely freaking different than Scream 2022.
That's true.
And then you can go further and watch something from the 90s like Fear, starring Mark Wahlberg, which kind of plays on being a thriller / horror film. And then I can turn around and watch something that's paranormal like Insidious. So I feel like there's a lot of genre bending within horror that allows for me personally to watch.
I'm starting to feel like nowadays there's so many subgenres in all these different genres now. Like you have comic book that's starting to dive heavy on the subgenre, like thriller starting to get like mixed with action and suspense. Like everybody's like trying to be fresh. There's a lot of these new subgenres being birthed nowadays.
Oh, you know what? It actually is telling me. Let me see. Let me see if it'll let me do it. But like it comes. But honestly, bro, I watch so many horror because I want to be a master of horror. That's just what I want to do. So it's kind of like to master it. I have to know it like the back of my hand. I have to understand what works, what doesn't, and why it works, what doesn't. How to knowing how to be campy when I want to be campy without it being a parody. How I want to. How to build atmosphere in different types of ways. It's
like they say, like if you want to be great at something, like master that one thing first, master that one thing before you go to like all these other stuff. So you mastering the horror genre so you could be like the best at the horror. I get that.
Yeah, so that's honestly where it comes from, bro. Like Like when I say I want to direct and I want to be one of the greats. I want to be somebody like James Wan, who you watch his movies and be like, this motherfucker is a genius, man. Like
Yeah.
I want to be that. Like I want you to watch my movies and be like, yo, that dude Jason, yo. Even with my shorts, I want you to watch my shorts and be like, yo, this cat, yo, he knows what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing, and I respect it, and I love the craftsmanship that goes into it, and that's why I really watch it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I just want to master being able to master that, honestly. But to answer your wife's question, right? It let me put input, like I guess the type of genre I've watched all year, and out of that 380 something, 265 of them are horror.
God damn. Yo, god damn. Yo, that's wild. God damn, that's wow. 265.
Yeah, and 95 of them is action.
I think in the last decade, I might have got that. Maybe. Or not. God damn, that's crazy.
I'm a horror head, dog.
You know, you for sure is.
I'm a horror dude, man. Like I said, like,
you
see that, bro?
You're living right.
I'm trying to be great, man. I gotta practice and watch, man. That's my version. Like, you know, you go to the gym and shoot jump shots to get great.
Right.
Like watching horror films for me is that, because like I said, I'm one of them. I have a black book of just ideas, bro. I'm trying to produce like all this shit Jordan Peele doing, producing all of this.
Well, damn. Well, you on your way if that's how you're moving. Oh, but what did you think of Super Paps though? Like, because you said your daughter liked it, but from your standpoint, what you thought of it?
It's a fun movie. I think it was too long for one, but I mean it was fun for what it was. You know, it's hard for me to judge like them kind of movies because I'm like they ain't really, you know,
they're
not geared towards like me per se. So
that's how I feel about She-Hulk. Like I don't feel like that's directed towards me, but why I asked about Super Pets is because I saw a bunch of reviews from like grown people that are like, yo, it's a lot more than just for kids. I feel like they said like adults could like actually enjoy it. So
yeah, it was funny as hell. I'll say that. It was some funny stuff in there. Like there's some things that definitely go over the heads of kids that an adult will laugh at.
Yeah, because I saw Space Jam and that was directly tailored to kids, and I'm like, yeah, I can't. Ain't not much. All right, perfect. You have anything else before we close out this special stream? No,
that's it. I think people want to get off here and start watching. We had them monsters for 2 hours. So
we were talking about 30, 45 minutes. That's crazy.
We love movies, man. We love movies.
It's facts.
You know.
Yeah, and that's why we did a recap because 2020 because August was a crazy year, man. This year period, I mean, it was a crazy month. This year period is fire, and we got 3 more months to go. Damn,
they smoking like they smoking at the gate. Oh, I gotta mention this though before we head out here, bro. Motherfucking Trick or Treat coming to theaters next month, and Halloween 78 coming to theaters next month.
There's 2 others too. I saw. I forgot what it was.
Lost Boys.
Oh yeah,
and, which is I'm meant to be in theaters all that week.
I heard it's only for like Regal or something like that. Is that true?
Yeah, it is. But
I have to say we got a Regal near me.
Darian, he texted me a different article that said Halloween is going to start playing September 27th through 31st. It didn't say because it's a completely different article from Variety, and Carpenter was talking about it, and I was like, hell, I hope they go to AMC because I'd rather go there since
Bro, I don't even know if I got a Regal near me.
You got a Regal near you.
I got a bunch of AMCs. I got Cinemark. I don't know. For real, I probably do because I just haven't looked it up. But I've been dying to see a Trick or Treat. You've been talking that thing up for what, a year or two now? I say.
Best Halloween movie outside of 78, man.
I've heard that from a lot of people too.
Like I always say, Halloween 78 is the pinnacle of like the Halloween movies. Trick or Treat is like right there next to it. Like that's the most Halloween you can get, and it is a bang for its buck. Like I told you, there's no way possible you won't like the movie.
Well, hopefully, I could check it out in theater. I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna watch Lost Boys. I know that was 4. I saw what you posted.
Scream 2.
Scream, man, I ain't watching that one. Uh, I'm good, but
Disrespectful ass.
I'm gonna leave it at that. I ain't gonna dive. I kind of want to watch Scream 5. Yo, I've been in the mood for it for some reason.
Watch it.
Yeah,
rewatch that shit.
It's still box, so check it out. But yeah, that's the end of the stream. Let them know where they can find you at.
The Real Rap Nerd is right here. I think right there. I'm on everything you typed in there. You can find me on Instagram, on Twitter, on YouTube. I got a blog that I talk about random stuff too. So yeah, I'm there.
Yes, sir. And you could find me, Film Fiends, kept it as simple as possible. Everywhere as well. Facebook, even though I'm not on that. IG, even though I'm not on that. TikTok, even though I'm not really on that. So pretty much just find me at YouTube, and
that's all that matters too.
Yo, that's all that matters. Twitter and stuff like that. But I keep saying I plan on being active on the other ones, but social media is just not my thing, bro. It's a chore. But YouTube, yeah, for sure, you can definitely find me dropping content here. Maybe I'll tighten up and start using, especially TikTok. Though I feel like TikTok is booming. So
That's right. That shit ain't me. It ain't. I'll leave that to the kids or other people who did that. Like, that shit's not for me.
Oh yeah. So let me know if you dug this special episode, and if we should continue doing our little monthly recaps. Yeah, man, we saw a lot of movies this month. We talked a lot about movies. It's what we do. It's what we do. And yeah, until next time, we out. Peace.